Hi, to begin, I'd like to let everybody know I still don't have video of the cave from the Parkland region. As soon as I do have it, it will be going up on YouTube so everybody can see what I have seen, okay? I'm not trying to drag it out. If I was, it's been dragged out much further than I ever would. It's not up to me though. You will get to see inside the cave. I promise you that. I just cannot say how soon. Every time I go up to the lake, I do try and get a video of the cave. There's so many obstacles in my way. Go to my blog. I've updated my blog in regard to the cave. You can find out more about it there, okay? To answer your question, I do not feel ET or see them as being demonic, and they aren't from Earth. They have been around for a very long time. My guess would be much longer than humans have been, and I don't mean on this planet, I mean far beyond that. So they are very ancient in terms of our lives. It is very likely that they have underground bases here. And with the amount of water that is around the planet, it would only make sense that they build underwater bases as well. I don't see them connect to religion in any way from what I have seen of them. I do see many religions waiting for their gods to return from the sky in ships. If that doesn't spell it out for anyone, I'm not sure what will. What is it they are taking from us? That's a big question. But the one thing I am most certain on is they are responsible for our being here on this planet. We are not the only human species within the universe. And there are other Earth-like planets that exist that harbor these humans, much like we are. And the Greys are responsible for them being there as well. As far as I can tell from my own experiences and from close friends, the Greys have been in human contact on other worlds for far longer than we have existed here on Earth. Okay? Also, I can tell you that implants are used to locate abductees, and it does work both ways. Abductees are often aware of the presence of ET well before they are seen, so it's a two-way street. Memories are hidden in a very surprising way. It's like a wall being put up, but that wall is only as strong as you let it be. It can become a very transparent thing if you can focus on it enough. The memories can shock you, or they can shut you up in fear of what others may think. Hopefully nobody has to face that kind of crap much longer, because nobody deserves it when they're trying to share the truth. I found that meditation is a very useful way to discover many things about oneself. It is also the key that can help you break down that wall that the Greys have caused to prevent memories of your abduction. It takes much practice to attain that level of relaxation that can unlock the door for you, but with the mind and body as one, you may learn more than you could ever imagine doing so. There's a strong connection to the abductee and the extraterrestrials. As I mentioned earlier in the video here, many abductees are aware of ET presence well before they are seen. That's not all. It seems that they have a greater control over you if you are implanted. The abductee awareness is heightened. There's no doubt about that. I know from my own experience, the abductee is able to pick up more off of ET, even in not direct presence, but a distance. It's almost like being in their mind. And I'm sure of this as I was followed by a craft a few years ago at approximately 40 feet for 5 miles. And I was very aware of what they wanted and what I could pick up. The strongest thing I could pick up was dissection. So I thought about the mutilated animals that are found throughout the world, and I knew that had I stopped the vehicle, I likely would have became just a statistic, one of those. Anyway, yeah, implants, I don't like the idea of having an implant in me, but from the way things have happened and how I've been aware of things before I even see them, there's no doubt that I do have an implant as well, unfortunately. A very good question, and I can only share what I know. The Greys want something from us, yes, that's true. But to understand what it is, one must first understand human and all that entails. We are too advanced as a species. As far as I can tell, we are the only species that can reach a higher plane of existence while still being able to come back to our original shell, human being. Every human can achieve it, but most will live their lives totally oblivious to it all. And it's no surprise the way we are trained with greed to instill our world. The Western world is based on greed, there's no doubt about that. You look around at the mess the world is in, and pretty much the entire planet's screwed because of greed. Anyway, I cannot say this with fact, but with most certainty, the Greys want to be like us, if only for that one perspective. Technology-wise, I do not see the Greys below us, but far, far superior in technologies. Are they limited in it? I would say only if that is part of their own agenda. It would be their choice if they were. It's really hard to put into words all that one experiences while being abducted by extraterrestrials. To put it simply, there is nothing on Earth that one can compare the experience to. It is on its own. From what I was given to me from the Greys, I'm aware that they will be part of events to come. I really cannot say it's going to be 2012, but I know it's in the not too distant future. I did find it a strange coincidence that the Mayans have a new beginning set for 2012, but with every new beginning there has to be an end. At least that's my perspective on it. And what I am aware of, it made me look, but I know less of 2012 than I do of my own encounters and what I retained from it. So I can only go on what I know from the Greys, and I cannot guarantee anything from them. Perhaps they are lying to me, but I really trust our world leaders far less than I do trust the Greys. If the Greys were here with negative intentions, it would have been far more hard for the ones in control here to keep it all a secret as they have. I cannot say that they are here to help us. It is something that is not really their concern on a single basis, but if you mean the human species as a whole, part of the agenda of the Greys is to prevent total extinction of human beings on this planet. I do not think that they would let us nuke ourselves to death, but looking at Fukushima, I question that sometimes. As for the hybrids, I don't think they are all aware. It would certainly depend on the appearance of them. From what I've heard, some are very obviously not human. I can't say I've ever met one. Heck, I don't even know my connection to ET myself. I just know that I was days old when I was put up for adoption and adopted, and there are many things that do not add up in my life. I really cannot guess about what others do go through as a hybrid. I just know being an abductee alone is a very trying experience, and I've encountered many obstacles because of it. The last example was being in the hospital where I was treated so differently. It shocked me, and many of my friends. I'll be putting an article on that up in my blog very shortly. I'm not a scientist, and I know very little on genetic engineering other than what we have going on with GMOs that we are being fed. I do feel that the only way the Greys can attain a higher level of consciousness is by integrating human into them. I'm sure it is nothing that is that easy, as they've never changed their ways through our entire existence here. Hybrids would seem to me to be there for one thing, and that's try to gain what we have. And they can't understand it, I'm thinking. I am not sure if human shells are enough. Integrating a gray and a human, making a hybrid, you're still missing that one important part. And that's the soul, the spirit, your energy within. What we can attain for heightened existence is more about energies and souls. And the Greys seem very different from us. I can't say they're soulless, but they're certainly nothing like us at all. What you ask from me is something that I wondered and pondered on for many, many years. Why me? Why am I being focused on? I can only conclude that if what I know is true of the Greys, then I have been picked because of my mind state, what I can see and am aware of. I have lived a lifetime with paranormal all around me, and to encounter a ghost or a spirit is nothing new to me at all. Perhaps because the Greys are very strong with their minds, they can spot someone who may be different from most. I do feel that they thought it is important that I was aware of events to come, even though it was locked away within. The one thing I did come away from with my encounters, and always have had it since, is being aware that we are to be a part of the largest and most important event in the history of mankind on Earth, and it will involve mankind and ET. Is there more to it? I do not think I was meant to be a messenger, but I certainly am not going to keep it all within. I do know how important it is that we all are at least aware of ET. None of this should have been hidden or taken from us in our past as it was. Is it possible I'm being used for breeding? Well, I don't like the idea at all, but it is very likely. And that's it. That's all I'm answering for questions for now. I'd like to thank everybody who took the time to watch and to actually ask me a question within reason. And I hope I've helped you in some way, maybe get a little bit further in your quest trying to find the truth. Someday I will come out with high-def close-up proof of a UFO at minimum. I don't expect an extraterrestrial in the video, but that's not my doing. It's entirely up to them. Thanks for joining me, and if you haven't been to my blog, check it out. You might find it interesting. Peace.